Yo tuve problemas de violencia doméstica. Por esa situación entré con mucho miedo. Después de tiempo, con ellos encontré como un apoyo, tanto económicamente como emocionalmente, como físicamente. Ellos nos han brindado prácticamente como si fuera nuestra familia, porque se preocupan por nosotros y porque siempre están ahí.
I was confused. I felt lost. I didn't know where to go, what to do. And I just always look at my kids, where am I supposed to go? I felt like I failed them. So being here at the House of Ruth, like, I was able to breathe.
I'd like to say we're like a full support system, but we really are. And I think the biggest key is not even the stuff we do, but who we are. That our clients know they have friends.
It's important for us to be their family while they're here.
We can refer you to health care, dental care. We have in-house psychotherapists. We will help with job placement, education. We're going to support you through that because increasing your income is key to success.
We have a high success rate for permanently housing our families. We offer an aftercare program, which includes ongoing case management, in-home visitation.
You don't have to feel alone or like you don't have the back support, because usually it's the women that don't have anyone to fall back on.
Whatever support you need, the Health of Ruth has it for you.
Just think, oh my gosh, where would they be without us? And then our staff, when we sit together, we say, where would we be without them?
People come here looking for peace, quiet, beauty, and we can give that to them. Holy Spirit Retreat Center has been in the San Fernando Valley. We first came in like 1949. The sisters have had the ministry of retreats for many years. In fact, almost from the start. We offered various kinds of programming. We have single day programming, 9 to 5, 9 to 4, etc. We have weekend retreats overnight, and we do have bedrooms and accommodations for overnight retreats. And we have 8-day retreats. We try to cover social justice topics, also workshops, psychological workshops, you name it. We have a very broad-based program here, so we try to meet all needs. Anyone who is seeking the sacred, who is seeking the holy, either within their own heart or around them, is welcome here. Many people say, thank you for being here. This is a place that I need to come to. I need this, especially during the pandemic time. We've been allowing people to come onto the grounds because people have needed this place. I feel like a pastor of a parish because I have a congregation here. I have people who come here and this is their church. And so we are here to give them a spiritual home. And that means a lot to us.
When Sister Frederica in 1926, when she came to Los Angeles, and Bishop Cantwell asked her if she would start working with immigrant families in the parish, she began to see the conditions that, folks were living in, very low quality housing, and, a lack of access to good education, good health care, opportunities for work, etc. And she began to visit them in their homes and get to know their families and their children and understand the realities that they were up against. And basically, as she attracted some women who wanted to be like her and wanted to become Sisters of Social Service, she understood that we're never, as a religious community who wants to work with the poor and the marginalized, going to be able to support ourselves and keep this ministry going. And so that was her genius, was to begin talking with women of means.
I know we wouldn't be able to do what we do if it wasn't for the auxiliary and the juniors, their generosity. Regis House Community Center has been here actually over 60 years, and has always been a need, food and other basic needs. And this is one way we provide assistance to the people in this community. Their jobs are pay minimum wage, or in some cases people are paid under the table. And their rent is high, So they have to choose whether paying rent or buying food.
Yo me alegré de venir desde las 7 de la mañana. Así es que pues vengo porque me sirve y me ayuda mucho lo que me dan.
Uy, ya nosotros tenemos muchos años de venir a retirar comida. Mucho, sí.
Una gran ayuda porque nos dan de todo un poquito fresco. Es una bendición de Dios.
The people are very grateful for it, and they thank us for it.
I think this is us. That was one of, yeah, that's literally us. Yeah.
Oh, that was the reunion.
I started in 2011, so it's been 10 years for me. But I mean, I was terrified at first, but it just kind of became home. I pretty much feel like I've grown up at camp. It's taught me a lot.
My mom and my aunts actually went to the camp themselves when they were kids, and they've actually worked as camp counselors themselves for years. So when my mom told me about it the first time, I was really excited to go.
It's just really a place where you can disconnect in the best way. You know, you put down your phone, but you have more social interaction with other people. You get to really build connections, learn a lot of really good life skills, and you just get to be yourself.
And honestly, I made a lot of my lifelong friends there. I mean, I met Rachel at camp, and we are still friends now.
Pretty sure she was my camper.
Yeah. I think it helps that it's a all-girls camp, so you can really feel that like female empowerment that we really need, that we don't get sometimes in our daily lives.
My favorite aspects of camp were anytime like we did nature activities where I could just like wander around outside and just be around quietness and not busy city.
The cookouts were my favorite activity too.
Cookouts are fun.
Yeah, and then we got to make s'mores after. It was a lot of fun. When I worked there as a counselor, it did teach me a lot of things like time management, how to be independent from home, like at a very young age. So I want to say that actually, and communicate with other people and how to work with children, which kind of inspired me to work with children as my profession.
Last summer, Jojo and I worked together at House of Ruth.
I've actually been working at House of Ruth with Sister Jen for, I want to say 2 years now. I fell in love with the fact of working in the social services field.
Well, I'm trying to start a pottery business, which I got started at camp because Sister Jen had ceramics and I fell in love with it. And I look to Sister Jen as like my biggest role model.
Yeah, she's kind of become like my second mom. She just has the biggest heart.
I guess I just learned how to be like a really good person. But she's just inspired me so much. Like, I'm gonna cry.
Wow, what was one of the tin can song?
Piece of tin?
Piece of tin. Yeah.
Sing a little of that? Ooh.
Ooh, I'm a little piece of tin. Nobody knows where I have been. I got 4 wheels and a running board. I'm a Ford, or I'm a Ford. Honk, honk, rattle, 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 crash, beep, beep.
This is where we have lived as sisters since 1946 in one capacity or the other. It's a very unusual piece of property in that the 10 acres, much of it is undeveloped. We have a lake, we have hillsides, we have just an enormous number of trees of various varieties. We have all kinds of plant and animal life. And it's got its wonderful sense of being away, even though it's in the middle of Los Angeles.
I have been teaching around ecological arts and justice. So when I was teaching a class that was specific on ecological arts, this project came to me. The Biophilia Treehouse is a community-based public art intervention where we grow the sculpture, and it is specific to birds. So the birds are my client. So all the ecology that the birds need to thrive, it is what we plant to be able to make this beautiful sculpture. Now, when actually we plant it in sequence, when we create it in sequence, it helps for the birds to be able to have a healthier genetic composition. They are healthier, so that it would feed them, and it would be specific to the birds that are what we call indicator species. They tell you whether your habitat is healthy or not. So we are dedicating this to 8 or 10 specific species of birds, and as we attract them, then we also are able to create a classroom, an outdoor classroom. That then put us in this wonderful relationship with the Sisters of Social Service, because what we needed to do was, after conceiving this project for about 3 years, we needed now to create a prototype. And here, the Sisters of Social Service at the retreat center, they have acres, and they gave us this amazing, wonderful piece of land where we could test how is it that then we can deploy this in grammar schools all across the Los Angeles area, and specifically in underserved communities. So imagine, in a sense, it's like bringing the university to a grammar school in Compton, or a grammar school that live in a concrete jungle, and then we bring this beautiful ecological space. The Biophilia Treehouse attracts the birds, and the students then can take classes and learn about the ecology.
I always felt like this is a place not for us, it is for the community, and anything that we could do to complement people's interest in coming here and being here and appreciating the nature and the beauty that is around us here. That's what we're here for.
The vision that you have about extending social justice into environmental justice, and at the same time, Pope Francis talking about the focusing on environmental justice, that all of that connecting is what also makes this such an important relationship.
Everything that God has created is ours to be in right relationship with, taking care to make sure that the plant life and the wildlife are taken care of respectfully. I just love the idea that people would love to come here and take advantage of seeing for the first time a Biophilia treehouse, which, as I understand, is the first one that's going to be built in North America.
It is
I mean,
existed in the world.
Can I hug you? Yeah, I was so